Hello traders. Today I want to talk to you about how long does it take to become a profitable Forex trader? It's a question that everybody wants answered, and I understand that. After all, who wants to devote time and effort to something without having an idea of how long it might take to see tangible results for your efforts? Certainly not anybody that I know. But the truth is, it's an incredibly subjective topic. You see, the amount of time that it takes you to become a profitable Forex trader depends on several factors. Now, some of them you can control and some of them you can't. However, the good news is there are quite a few things that you can do to speed up the process for you. In other words, you can learn from my mistakes, and I have made a ton of them. If you want to learn some methods for fast tracking your Forex journey, then you are definitely in the right place watching this video, and I thank you for that. I'm also going to share a few questions that I believe you need to ask yourself. Now, they may be a little difficult or uncomfortable to face, but it's important that you do. So if you're happy with that, let's just jump in. The determining factors for how long it will take you to become a consistently profitable Forex trader really falls into two categories. That which you cannot control, which of course is a natural ability that you were born with, and of course that which you can control, which is the decisions that you make throughout your trading career. Which do you think has the more influence on how long it will take you to succeed? If you said number two, then I would agree with you. There is absolutely no doubt that some individuals are wired to learn how to trade Forex markets, the global financial markets, faster than others. Given the fact that it took me nearly 4 years to get it right, I assume that I'm not one of them. That proves my point though. Successful traders aren't born with some sort of innate ability to be able to read price action on a chart. Not at all. Even those with natural ability must put in the time and the effort to get to the top. Now, what I mean by the top is consistently profitable trader, where you move from a novice to success to a professional trader. So natural talent aside, what factors determine how quickly you can become a profitable Forex trader? Well, here are three questions that I think you should ask yourself. Question number one, how passionate am I? Or how passionate are you? More to the point. This happens to be a topic that I deal with on a daily basis. One of the most common questions I receive is, how much money can I make? And you can see how this question ties in nicely with the subject of this video. Now, I don't mean to scare you away. I don't mean to scare anybody away, but unless you absolutely love trading, you're going to find your journey to consistent profits to be incredibly difficult and an incredibly painful journey. And I don't want that for you. Not many people are going to tell you that, but that's just the truth. You need to be passionate about what you do. I'm sure you've heard that before. I didn't choose trading as a career because of the money that I could make. I chose it because I loved watching how the market ebbs and flows, regardless of whether I stood to make money or not. I loved the idea that I could look at a chart and somewhere in that chart, there is money to be made. That fascinated me. For me, it's a game, but it's a game that I take very seriously because it's also my business and it is my absolute cash cow. Passion is the only thing that will get you through the tough times, and you're going to have them. Not a desire for the money, exotic cars, fancy watches, none of that stuff. It is passion. Question number two, how much time can you commit? Now, obviously, the amount of time you commit to your Forex training and education has a direct impact on the amount of time it will take you to become profitable. That may go without saying, but it's surprising how often we forget just very simple truths. All else being equal, the trader who commits, let's say, 4 hours per day to studying the markets is going to develop faster than a trader who denotes 1 hour per day. The notion is simple enough. The more time you spend studying something, the faster, obviously, that you are going to absorb the content and retain that content. You can also cover more ground by studying 4 hours per day versus a trader who spends 1 hour per day. However, there's also an X factor here, and it's called your subconscious mind. And here is one truth that I learnt during my own Forex journey, and it's that your subconscious mind plays a much greater role than you probably realize. Learning about pin bars and channels and event errors, that's all great. The technical stuff is great, but nothing helps more than spending time in front of your charts. Serious chart time. Not necessarily trading, but observing and documenting the market behavior. You are developing chart time. You cannot become a profitable trader without some serious chart time. Now, I'm a fan of journaling. It's a great way to train your subconscious mind. The more time you spend studying your charts each day and journaling your observations, the sooner you will achieve consistent results. There's an old saying, after 10,000 hours of chart time, you may consider yourself proficient. I kind of agree with that. Number 3, are you willing to invest in your education? The biggest difference between trading and just about any other profession that you can think of is the education and qualification process. Allow me to explain. Whether you want to be a teacher or a brain surgeon, there's a process that you must follow. A school isn't going to hire you as a teacher without some form of teaching degree to prove that you're qualified. Similarly, no hospital is going to hire you as a brain surgeon without the prerequisite degrees and hands-on training that you require. At least I hope not. Forex, on the other hand, train the financial markets, on the other hand, requires no degrees, training, or even experience. You can start on a demo account. If you have a pulse and identification, you can open an account with a broker and have it funded in 24 hours or less. Let that sink in for a moment. Think about that. Just about every other professional career requires years of schooling and often tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in education. Yet here we are as traders getting the green light to begin trading with real money in 24 hours or less with no education if you don't want it. Unbelievable. Yet trading is the highest paid profession in the absolute world. Talk about a recipe for disaster. If you want to know why becoming a professional trader is so difficult, you just need to read or you just need to listen to these top reasons that I just gave you. The bottom line is that trading the Forex market, it's a career, guys. That means you must spend time and money educating yourself as you would with just about any other career path. Now that we've covered some of the broader topics that affect how fast you may become a profitable trader, let's discuss some specifics. And here are a few ways that you can fast track your success. These are things that I have done that helped me immensely throughout my trading career that began well over 10 years ago. First of all, only trade with money that you can afford to lose. Let me ask you a question. Do you need the money that you've allocated in your trading account to pay for bills or put food on your table? In other words, do you need to make fast money? If so, you are going to find it incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to control your emotions. Uncontrolled emotions are what lead to mistakes like overtrading, overcapitalizing on your trading account. It leads to all sorts of mistakes, and of course, you're free to do that if you wish, but if you're in this position, I urge you to stop trading now. Go get yourself to a better place financially first. Who cares how long that takes? And then think about trading a funding live account with money that you do not need to rely on. The good news is here that just because you don't have disposable income, let's say at the moment, to fund a trading account, doesn't mean you can't begin the process to learn how to trade, to begin your career path. The money can come later. In fact, there's no better time to spend studying charts and training your subconscious mind to recognize the various price action patterns that the market presents and all the technical aspects that goes with trading. Number 2, trade the daily time frame. Traders, I have tried every time frame imaginable. I've used the 5-minute time frame, up to the 1-hour time frame, and everything in between. There was even a time where I was attempting to use the 1-minute chart. My thinking was that the lower time frames produce more setups, and the more setups equals more profits. I couldn't have been more wrong. What I didn't know at the time was that quality trumps quantity. When I think about it now, what I do today is the exact opposite of what I used to do back then on the lower time frames, even on a 1 minute chart. Back then I had a more is more mindset. Now I know that less is more. The less trades that I take each month, the more often I earn. I'll probably take this approach to the extreme. Instead of taking 5 to 10 setups per month, I'm probably down to around 2 to 5 per month, depending on what the market offers me. It's a fact that it's not uncommon for me not to trade for 2 weeks or more. But here's the thing. Two current trades that we're in, I just booked nearly a 300 pip move on one pair, and I'm sitting on a total of more than 1,000 pips on the other pair. If it reaches my target, which seems highly likely, more likely than not, then I'll net more than about 2,000, just a tick over, 2,000 aggregate pips from one single trade idea. Trading the daily time frame, of course, won't be for everyone, but I can tell you that it has done wonders for my trading, and it was one of those biggest aha moments that have helped me and thousands of my members and visitors alike. I truly believe, traders, that the daily time frame is the sweet spot, and it helps level the playing field. It brings us retail traders eye level with the institutions that would otherwise control the game. Number 3, learn how to use price action. In addition to trading from the daily time frame, using price action is one of the other things that turned my trading around many, many years ago. In my view, there are far too many Forex traders focusing on the wrong thing. Most spend their time searching for various strategies, the next shiny toy, and all sort of weird indicator combinations. After a while, their screens are so cluttered with indicators that the actual chart, which is the only thing that matters, has all but disappeared. I remember the first time I removed all my indicators from my charts. It was a moment of clarity for me, but at the same time, a little frustrating because I was used to relying on lagging data to help my decisions. I had spent so many years focusing on indicators, and all I had accomplished was really covering up the answer to my problems, which is the real price of the market, which is the best indicator of all. So please don't make the same mistake. I'm not saying all indicators are bad, as even I use a few different indicators. I use 2 simple moving averages and I use an average true range. However, in my opinion, it is best to start with no indicators at all. Learn to read the price action of the market. Learn how these various candlestick patterns and chart formations repeat themselves, and learn these same formations that I teach my subscribers. Only once you've mastered those, then perhaps you might want to think about adding an indicator or 2, but only if they add value to your trade methodology, your trading setup. Number 4, have fun. Traders, becoming a profitable trader, it's a process, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. There is no end result here because you're always learning and improving. Even after more than a decade, I'm still learning every single week. The mere act of me analyzing the markets for the daily and weekly setups that I publish for my subscribers and setups that I put in our watch list is a learning process for me. That's what keeps it fun. I bring this up because I see far too many traders focusing on the end result. They see images on social media of, fake images of fancy cars, Lamborghinis, expensive watches, beautiful women, planes, blah, and they think that's the end game. It's not. But what do? Because they think that, they rush the process, they cut corners, and inevitably leads to complete capital destruction of their trading account. Not to mention all the bad habits that these traders develop along the way. Whatever you do, please be sure to take some time each week to enjoy the journey. Take your time. Spend time analyzing the charts. Enjoy the journey, and the money will look after itself. Forex trading is an incredibly rewarding financial endeavor, traders. But I'm here to tell you that your personal achievements are the true reward of your endeavors, not the expensive cars or the fancy watches. They come later. They're a byproduct of the effort that you have put in to get to that stage. They are not the reason why you trade. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it made some sense to you. I hope you found it meaningful and impactful. As always, I try and impart knowledge that's born out of experience, not just theory. Words don't teach, experience does. So I do hope you've enjoyed this short video on how long it takes to become a profitable trader. Talk soon. Bye for now.